Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Aesthetic and Wellness Edge. I'm your host, Bethany Gifford. This podcast is where leaders in aesthetics and wellness share real world strategies, challenges, and lessons learned from building thriving businesses. My guest today has built a med spa known for its high volume procedures, excellent team training, and result driven approach. But first, a word from our sponsor.
This episode is brought to you by New Era Intel. At New Era Intel, we help medical spas, dermatology clinics, and plastic surgery practices who are struggling with inconsistent patient retention, underutilized CRM systems, and manual systems that hold back your clinic's growth potential so they can finally increase quality repeat bookings, streamline operations with AI automation, and grow predictable monthly revenue with the right systems and strategy. They're able to create a premium, seamless patient experience while freeing up their team to focus on what they do best. If you would like to take your business to the next level, head over to neweraintel.com to get started.
Today, I'm excited to sit down with Molly Rodriguez, a registered nurse, public health professional, and the owner of Eau Claire Body Care in Wisconsin. What sets her apart is the way that she runs her med spa as a true business, with strong emphasis on sales coaching, data-driven growth, and operational excellence. Molly, welcome to the show.
Hey, it is an honor to be here. I am excited to speak with you and add value to your listeners.
Absolutely. Well, we're excited too. Let's start with your journey. You became a nurse and a public health professional before kind of transitioning into aesthetics. What kind of drew you into the industry and how did that shift happen for you?
Yeah, I am from a long line of entrepreneurs. I grew up in an agricultural community on a farm. And so farmers are probably the hardest workers that I've ever met. They may not always have the best strategy, but they have years and generations of wisdom and pretty much can outwork anyone that I've ever met before. Um, and grit is something absolutely every entrepreneur needs, grit and tenacity. And so I was actually surprised when my parents were really education focused. They wanted me to go to college. They wanted me to go to grad school. And thinking back, like they might have just encouraged me to be an entrepreneur and I might have launched off back then. However, their support in education led me to uncover the beautiful gift of nursing. Nursing is the most amazing career. It has endless opportunities to grow as a person, as a professional, to see challenges and overcome them. That's something that we definitely learned through COVID, and still have a human touch with people because that's really what healthcare is. And all of that is needed in the medical aesthetic world. So my love for nursing really has been coupled with my passion for business. My husband and I have always had strong business mindsets. He grew up in an entrepreneurial family as well. And so really, we've always tried to seek out opportunity. We didn't always know what it looked like. We didn't always know what shape it came in, but we always kept our eyes open. And I knew that this industry was growing and there was a business for sale in this smaller town that I live in. And I knew that business would close if a business owner didn't take over. And I saw a lot of potential in the business to really grow an amazing medical aesthetic clinic in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. So I jumped on that opportunity. And building a business is hard, but it's typically worth it.
Absolutely. It is very hard. we, that's basically our entire show, folks. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Everybody that's everybody that's tuning in is, struggling. We're all struggling ourselves and in business and in growing. And that's what this
Yeah.
show is all about, is bringing you on to help out those that understand the same thing, for sure. With that, like, what are some of the challenges that you saw, like, first starting the med spa, kind of taking over?
Yeah, I think challenges are consistent in business, right? I think a unique proposition that I brought was a experience and passion for business, where a lot of people in this industry come from healthcare and they're very excited about the industry and they don't have a lot of business skills. That can lead to feeling like you're flopping all the time. Most business owners, there's over 31 million registered small businesses in the United States. That's crazy. That's like
Well,
10% of the population. And so those numbers are astronomical. And most of those business owners are either a solopreneur or struggling. And is it really a business if it's just you working in it? So backing up a little bit, I think business is business is business. And I love what you're doing, Bethany, bringing the struggles to the surface, because the more people can understand that business is a struggle, there is strategy. And that strategy takes a lot of effort, and it takes the right mindset to work through and see it struggles as opportunities. But most business owners will struggle with the same things. That is marketing their business, understanding what it means to market, to create a buzz, to create an excitement, then to create a sale, right? To turn that marketing lead into a sale, to deliver the service correctly, and then to find great people, right? So financial struggles, marketing, sales struggles, and people struggles. Those are the things that all businesses, it doesn't matter what industry you're in, will struggle to find. It's like acquiring the client, reaching that client, and then having great people on the team to fulfill the service or the product.
absolutely. Yeah, I mean, that's our entire business. That is exactly what we help people do because it is those pain points and they're very, very important. And you can't have one without the other. So they all kind
Mhm.
of just combine together.
Yeah.
Um, kind of, you are looking at it like a business. So I know that you're really inspired to kind of focus on sales coaching, which is
Mhm.
huge. And I know everybody's going to want to hear a lot about that. So tell me a little bit about like how you shifted focus to that specific thing.
I, like other great business owners, understand that if you can't acquire a client fast enough, your business will go bankrupt. And if you can't get revenue generated quick enough, you don't have a business because you can't keep the lights on, you can't keep the doors open. So I understood that people coming into this industry to work are coming from healthcare, which healthcare providers don't have that skill set yet unless they've worked in some sort of sales role. Some healthcare organizations do actually require physicians to meet quotas, where however, many nurses, many physicians that transition into this industry have no skill set, no understanding, and they feel that it's almost a burden to ask people for money. So I knew to help myself, to help this business, and to help my employees be successful, we had to create an amazing sales system for the team that felt tangible, and that they could practice with their team members before practicing on the clients. So we have everything at Eau Claire Body Care has a script that the team gets to practice and work on. And our sales process is customer service focused. That means it's our job to identify what is really the need of the client through powerful questions. And then to meet that need with the correct service, with the correct treatment plan, and to be willing to ask for the exchange of value, to be willing to ask for money in exchange for that service or product, and then to deliver great results and provide adequate follow-up and education to the patient. So everything that I just shared with you is in a sales process or a script inside my business. And if I can tell business owners to do one thing, it is to create that process within your business. It can feel very challenging. So I have mentors that have helped me on the journey, and now I get that wonderful opportunity to mentor other people.
I love it. Oh,
Mhm.
they are lucky to have you. I know sales is such a hard thing. I mean, we're all in it, being business owners, and without having that team and, both clinical and business performance is important. So I think, you're touching the fulfillment side, but you're also touching the main point. Like, you got to sell. That's how we're going to make money. So
Mhm.
how do you kind of approach training your, specific staff to do that? I know you said you had scripts, but you're saying they like work together in training? Like, do you do like in services? Like, what does that look like?
Love it. Great question. And again, something that I hope your listeners take and run with is we have a lot of structure within Eau Claire Body Care. We have a lot of strategy. So we do inside house training and outside house training. Inside house training is we actually meet every morning and review our sales target as a team and what we have to focus on for the day. So we have all of our sales and revenue goals generated and broken down backwards, right? Reviewed, analyzed, and then broken down backwards, so that the team knows how they need to perform in that day to meet their personal goals, but also to meet the company goals. The second thing that we do at Eau Claire Body Care is we role play, right? You can't get bad. You have to be bad at something before you're good.
Yeah.
And so your team, it's not their responsibility to know how to do those things when they come and work for you. It's your job to be a great employer and provide your team the opportunity to train, to make mistakes, to fail forward, and then to feel successful on the other side, right? Then John Maxwell says like the title of a great leader is like, how many people have you served? Well, serve your team, right? Because your
Mm,
team has the opportunity to serve your patients.
that's beautiful.
And in turn, you serve your patients. And so we do a daily sales roll call. And then we also do outside vendors. I rely heavily on our vendors in the aesthetic industry, and they have a requirement to come to my business once a year to provide an in-service training for my staff, not only on quality of product and service, but what is the industry, what are the best of the best doing in the industry so that we can reach towards that. Another great element of business is simply copy what amazing people are doing, right? It's like someone told me at the local chamber here in Eau Claire, it's like we have the rip off and duplicate system. You know, you find someone doing something amazing, follow what they're doing, study what they're
Cop-
doing. Um, say it again.
Copy and paste. I mean, there's
Copy
no
and
need to
paste.
like completely reinvent the wheel when somebody else is doing it already.
Totally.
That's
Totally.
amazing.
Yeah. So that's what I would recommend.
Yeah. I mean, you're a big numbers girl, and I think numbers, for a lot of people they aren't. It's not very common to have like a super creative and a super analytical and put them together, but you seem to have both, so that's amazing.
Oh,
You know,
thank you. I don't know if everyone on my team would agree with that.
well, you have a fully functional moment over there, so it definitely shows.
Yeah,
Like what you're talking about numbers, making sure that the team can keep track of everything. What kind of KPIs are you like regularly tracking with them, and which ones are like the most important?
Mhm. That's a really good question. And business owners, if you don't know your numbers, are you really a business owner, right? Numbers mean everything in the business. Um, they set the foundation. In aesthetics, we talk a lot about like the foundation of someone's face, their bone structure is their foundation. Well, the numbers are the foundation of your business because then it allows you to be creative, right? Like, okay, I have a cash flow problem here, or we're not hitting our target over here. How do we need to be creative to hit that? Um, and so I love numbers, and I encourage all of us as business owners in the aesthetic industry, get to know your numbers, make best friends with your numbers. They're not always going to be it's not always going to be sexy. It's not always going to be exciting. It's not always going to look like a fresh face of filler, but it is going to work wonders in your business. And simple numbers that I think every business owner, their KPIs, their metrics that they should be looking at consistently is every day I wake up and I look at my bank account. Like it's just that simple. I check that bank account 3 to 5 times a day. Where's my cash flow? What's coming in? What's going out? So that's the first one. Where's your bank account at? Where's that checking account at? Where's the emergency savings account at? 2, what is your cash flow for the day? Cash flow is different than revenue. What is the cash flow? Because the cash flow is going to make the difference in your business and allow you to purchase more or allow you to restrict things. The third is, what is your annual target, right? Let's start really simple. What's your annual target? What number do you want to hit? The next number that I would encourage people to review is, what is your revenue per employee? And
Mm,
RPE, revenue per employee, that in the most simplified way, it's the annual revenue divided by the number of full-time employees that you have. You can use ChatGPT as a really good friend to help you with that. Every industry is a little bit different, but in our industry, we want people doing like 275,000 to 300,000 per person to equal positive cash flow. And then I think just other really important numbers in our industry are are the service margins, break even service margins of your business. Now, I can spit all of this off. I am not a numbers master. Absolutely not. Like I can run calculations backwards really quickly, but me figuring out service margins is not my area of genius at all. So we have an accountant to help with that. I also have a leader in business that is able to run those calculations for me so we can look at that data.
Yeah. I leave all my numbers to my accountants. That is not my skill. I just don't, not my thing. I can't do it.
Yeah.
So let the professionals take it. Let them take over. Well, I mean, we use all that data, to kind of guide your business and help you grow, within the strategies of growing, figuring out where you need to go. What have been some kind of like your biggest growth milestones? And what kind of these metrics did it take for you to get there?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I wanted to offer your listeners a tool. There's a really good book called The 60-Minute CEO, which was recommended to me by a mentor. That book can be read in 2 hours and it can make significant impact in your business, just
Uh,
understanding, right? As business owners, we don't want to understand because it feels scary and then it's like in the dark for us. But the more we can gain knowledge, and just like you said, Bethany, what you said, like our job is to look at the high level vision or the high level view of the numbers and then make strategic movements and then delegate maybe if that isn't our area of genius. I love that you said that. I couldn't agree more. Like stay in your area of genius and then delegate everything out that you're not doing. Even like, your house cleaning, your laundry, focus your time on what builds an impact for your business and for your family and just let the other stuff go. Like, yeah, I haven't done laundry in 4 years. I'm like, thank gosh, I hate it anyways.
girl.
So
Okay, every listener on the show right now is super jealous. If you don't get anything out of this, folks, pay someone to do your laundry.
pay someone to do your laundry.
I'm gonna write that down. Pay
Yeah.
laundry. Check. Well, jumping out of numbers a little bit and kind of going, the technology side. There's a lot of fun technology tools out there and innovations that are making a huge difference for businesses and clients alike. What have you implemented into your business that you've seen really work so far?
Yeah. There are different technologies, right? There's technology in terms of data seeking information that helps fit it out. And then there's actually medical aesthetic technology. Um, little bit of both. Obviously AI has made a huge difference in our business. No one goes throughout the day without using ChatGPT at least 50 times. ChatGPT makes things really simple. It helps with equations. It takes a big abstract concept and can get a new business owner started on a project. So definitely jump on ChatGPT. There's different apps and elements of that platform that I don't even know yet, but the things that we have reduced the amount of time that we're spending on a project simply through ChatGPT makes a huge difference. So jumping on that train. I also think another technology that is going to be really helpful in the industry another technology is AI scheduling, right? Like having an AI booker, whether that's some sort of like chat bot or someone is dialing in and talking to AI is going to make a huge impact in your business. I also really love call tracking metrics. You might be familiar with that tool, Bethany. It has made a huge impact in my business because if I figure out like my bookers aren't booking, I can go in and listen to the conversations that they're having and see like, oh, that is, I see at minute number 5 when you were talking to this patient, you lost them right there. Like being able to seek that data through call tracking metrics, which simply is a data collector and information collector of your prospects. I really encourage people to use call tracking metrics or some similar program. Bethany, you would probably be able to offer lots of different options.
Yeah.
And then in terms of medical technology, oh my gosh, there's just so much exciting stuff coming out, particularly around regenerative medicine, regenerative aesthetics. I actually like that the industry is backing away from so much filler and backing
Mm.
away from huge lips. It's long overdue. And it's nice to see that we're more skin centric right now, skin focused on helping people have that beautiful glow instead of a bunch of like contouring on their face. At Eau Claire Body Care, we pride ourselves on all of our injectors look really natural. Some of them don't even have their lips done. We want people to come in. We are in a small agricultural community. We want people to come in and feel really comfortable and not have our patients look at us and be like, what have you done? Okay, something's not right here. And so I really am grateful that the aesthetic industry is returning to a more natural, just nice feminine look.
Absolutely. I always say this whole wellness trend, and then I think about it, it can't be a trend. It's got to be the right way. We're finally,
Mhm.
getting all the crap out of our food and, our supplements, and it's getting from the inside out and being more natural. And we can thank celebrities at times for that. They started the health and wellness trend, looking
Mhm.
more like me. And I think it's good though. I'm here for it.
Mhm.
I love it. And we're implementing a lot of that into our clients' practices. We're seeing that they're wanting to shift or add on the peptides, the hormones, the nutrition, and it's more than just outside glow. It's that inside out glow. So
Love
I
it.
love it. I'm here for it. I love it. I love it.
Mhm.
Well, I'm in my own consulting work with practices and stuff. We basically go in and identify bottlenecks, optimizing systems, balancing technology, but we are huge on the human side of business. And
Mhm.
I know that you had touched on that earlier in the conversation. How do you personally balance, using these sales analyzers and booking thing, all that's automated and we do that too. We love it. And you have to use what's coming out because technology is above and beyond. But how do you maintain that like personalized engagement for your clients and your team?
Yeah, a couple of ways. I love this question. I think it's the way you represent your brand. Um, our our core values at Eau Claire Body Care are fun, integrity, hard work, connection, and beauty. And so we really try to represent that through our social media, right? Like having fun on little clips, showing our real selves, our flubs, our mistakes, I think can allow us to stay connected and draw in the right patient. I think another way we do that is we have in our great sales process, we have an incredible consultation. Um, where we really get to know the patient. We really get to know their needs. We get to know their daily habits and we love to offer education tools that are free to them, like just having a conversation with our patient about drinking water every day, switching from Diet Coke to water and what impact that can make on their skin and their future aesthetic look. Our consultation is an inside out understanding of what the patient really wants, what they have tried in the past, what hasn't worked for them, and what they're hoping for, and help just closing that gap on what they're looking for, really within their budget. Right, there is a service for everyone, and there's different services for different budgets, and our job is to just give very realistic expectations and meet their needs with inside their budget.
I love that. Yeah, I mean, on this podcast, I really like to keep the conversations real, because
Mhm.
sometimes what we see online or social media, the highlight reels, everybody looks like they have it all together. So I like that you mentioned the challenges and things like that that you guys highlight as well, because I mean, why not? Nobody's perfect. We all know that nobody's perfect, and it's very refreshing to hear that you guys look at that as well and aren't scared to highlight it. So, and
Yeah.
that's a part of this show too. I mean, not everybody's doing it perfectly all the time, and a lot of people have done wonderful things to fix those mistakes and grow from them, and now other people can learn and grow from them too. So
Yeah.
I love it. Well,
Yeah.
what's on the horizon for Eau Claire for the next 6 to 12 months?
Yeah, I do want to speak to mistakes and two things that I've heard. One, John Maxwell said, like, as a leader, you don't get two good days in a row. That's true. Like, if you are someone who struggles with curveballs, struggles with heavy news, struggles with change, struggles literally with like basically an ice cold bucket of water being dumped over your head, it is okay. Business might not be for you. And that's okay, right? Like that is okay. Every business needs great employees, and every great business owner is going to see a high caliber, tenacious person and pay them accordingly. And so if you are in your business and really struggling right now, that's okay. Like it is okay. If it's not for you, there is someone out there that will either take over your business or that you can work for that can give you a structure that you can excel in. And then Gary Vaynerchuk, he says like being a business owner is like having a cloud of doom surround you every single day. And I think the fact that I can meet other business owners that after 10 years they can still smile and laugh, that's a huge win. Like that is a huge win. Um, because there are days when you're like, okay, what was I thinking? An employee just stole from me. I just got a bad review online. Like just things that happen in telenovelas, right? They
Yeah,
happen in real life.
real life.
And yeah, and I want business owners, this can either be a support, like, hey, we're all in this together, or if it's not feeling right for you, that is okay. Like it's okay if it's not feeling right for you.
It's beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah. So what's new for Eau Claire? Well, we definitely elevated standards in the area, which I am so proud of my team for. We've elevated standards in terms of safety, in terms of new technologies to the area, and that is our commitment to continue to being the area's leading skin clinic. We absolutely love skin, so we have some really fun new services coming out. We're also extending our services via consulting for businesses that would like to go to 3 million. If you're at that place where you're like, I'm just stuck. I'm stuck somewhere and I want to go to 3 million. We're offering some amazing consulting services and want to see other businesses succeed alongside of us, and elevate the game. Elevate the game.
Yeah. Elevate.
Mhm.
I love that. It's a beautiful mantra and goal, and yeah, elevate.
Mhm.
Well, folks, you've heard it. Eau Claire Body Care. They're going to elevate this year and help other people elevate too. I love it.
Yeah.
Tell our audience where people can connect with you, where they can get a hold of your services and see you online.
Yep. The best place to find me is on Instagram. I definitely share all my mistakes there. And I'm uh, nurse.molly_ECBC. And that is just a great way to start following me and learn a little bit about what I do. And absolutely do not hesitate to reach out with questions. I love getting questions, concerns from people, and speaking to those right on the platform. And also my email, Molly at eauclairebodycare.com. I love when I get questions from business owners or I hear a struggle from a business owner. If I can let my hindsight be your foresight, that's what I'm here for.
I love it. Well, gosh,
Mhm.
this has been extremely insightful conversation. I love how open and raw and real you are. And we just wish you the best success in elevating the next 6 to 12 months. Thank you again for joining me, and thank you all listeners for tuning into the Aesthetic and Wellness Edge. Make sure to subscribe and so you don't miss any future episodes with more leaders in the aesthetic and wellness era. Till next time.